I know that success is more than just composing a good song and putting it out there. It takes more than that, you know? And that's why I try to share a lot on my videos and share a lot with my entry vlogs, my philosophy of life and my values. And that's why stock music licensing is not just how to compose music and how to do music licensing. It's way deeper than that. 2 years ago, Melina was born. It was Easter Saturday, and it was a very blessed day for us. If you have any kids, you know how time flies. My oldest daughter's here with me. She's gonna be 10 years old, so it's 10 and 2 years old. And today we're celebrating our second birthday in our new home here in Nafplio, Greece. And we're in lockdown, in quarantine, so... Yes, mi amor? Where? Yeah. We're gonna call Yaya in a while. You know, before having kids, I had this belief, I don't know where I got it from, but I guess this is something, a message that has been passed down from generations. I guess it depends on the culture and where you live. But I used to have this belief that when you have kids and you have a family, that's it. Forget about your dreams, forget about your ambitions, because you now you have bigger responsibilities and you really have to take care of your family, and you know, forget about your career. And when they talk like that, this kind of messages is usually referring to those dreams that you always wanted to do. You know, you wanted to be an actor, you wanted to be a musician. So by the time you have kids, if you haven't accomplished those things, forget about that. Go and get a normal job in an office or something. And no disrespect to those of you who have this type of jobs, you know. I have done them all, really. I have done really many jobs to get to where I am today. But when I had my first daughter, Fedra, my insecurities, apart from being a life-changing experience, and I'm being so blessed to be a parent and have my wife and all of this, and you know, we had a history before we had our first child. But when my first child was born, Fedra, we were living in England, and a lot of my insecurities came arise, really. And because I thought I had to be, I thought about that time, I better have made it in some way in my head, like with my dreams and my ambitions. And at that point, I wasn't really clear of what I wanted out of life. You know, had already accomplished so many things. I was living in London, working in this amazing place, in a guitar shop with all these people, meeting amazing people as well. A lot of flexibility when it comes down to a job. You know, the money was all right just to get by, really. But the lifestyle, I've always been all about the lifestyle, and that served me very well. But I knew it was a turning point. When my daughter was born, I was like, well, I don't think I have made anything out of my life, like something serious to say, you know, I don't think my dreams are here yet. I don't know what I'm going to do. And what that did was actually amplify my desire for finding what I'm gonna do with my life, you know. And I wasn't feeling so much of that insecurity as years went by. I moved here to Greece as a new dad. But what I did is that I just focused more on my dreams, really. And I said, like, well, actually the responsibility I have with my first daughter, with Fedra, and with my wife and my relationships and my values is actually to really, I owe it to them and to myself, of course. So it's something that it's what I call the reverse of it. Instead of feeling panicky and say, I better quit on my dreams, I better really give up on all of my studio life. Ne, mi amor? ¿No quieres? I actually said, I actually have to amplify that. I'm not going to get rid of my guitars. I'm not going to get rid of my studio and go and work in an office and go for that security, which security is an illusion, by the way. So what I did is I actually went deeper within. It took me a couple of years, I'm not going to lie. And I started reading a lot about success. I started reading a lot about personal growth and personal development. And there's this book actually. Where is it? Nega, Pimo. Dora. There's this book by Brian Tracy. It's called Maximum Achievement. Okay. And when I read this, that's before I started working for myself. Ne, mi amor. So in that book, he's talking about how can you achieve amazing things. How can you set goals, and how can you be successful in any areas of your life. And one of the things that they were talking about there is talking about parenthood, and it's talking as well about your parents. If you haven't forgiven your parents in everything, your relationship with your parents, you haven't grown up yet. You haven't become an adult yet. And I was really frustrated because I grew up in a broken home. My mom and my dad divorced when I was probably 8 or 9. I kept a relationship with my father over the years, but then the older I grew in my 20s, I kind of like lost touch with him, and I was really angry and bitter. And today I regret it, you know. And, you know, growing up with a mother with 3 kids by herself, the classic cliche, hey, your father is a bad guy, I'm raising you by myself, all of this. So I grew up like that. So when I was reading this book, I was really frustrated because it was talking about personal achievement, but here I am reading about family and values and psychology, and how you have to forgive your fathers, and if you have kids, how the relationship between you and your kids and the values that you have to show to them. It really hit a nerve, really. And at that time when I was reading this, I contacted my father after more than, I don't know, maybe 10 to 15 years. I reached out to him because it's in the book it said, if you have anything like this, any baggage or anything holding, any negativity whatsoever or blame towards your parents as well, that could be a factor that you're not going to be successful, and that can hold you back. And I was so afraid, and it was a waking call as well for me. You know, I said, you know what, this guy in this book is really, it has a point. And I'm going to leave a link of this book in the description so you can go and check it out if that's something that turns you on, you know. It really changed my life, that book. I've read it many times. But when I read that part about parents, I reached out to my father. We got in touch after 15 years, more or less, that we haven't seen each other. And it changed my life. He came to Greece. He met my wife. He met my first daughter. He came immediately, actually. And within a few months, he was here in Greece visiting us. And that was such a life-changing experience. I'm so blessed and so thankful for that moment. To reconnect, and we both felt very, very sad because of the years that we lost. And he died a year later, you know. It's unbelievable, you know. Really, I almost didn't make it to reconnect with my father. And then the book says that if you don't make peace with your parents, if you don't stop, I stopped blaming him many years ago, before I reach out, and you know, because we've been apart for such a long time. But when I did reach out to him, I have already made peace, and I know it wasn't his fault or anything or whatever has happened. Now I'm a father myself, so I kind of like put myself in his shoes of whatever happened. And my mom and my dad, they separated not because of an affair or something. They just didn't work out, really. But now I don't know where you are in your journey. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know if you have a family. I don't know if you come from a broken home. I don't know if you do want to have a family. I don't know if you have good relationship with your parents. If you do, if you have them both of them are alive, you're very lucky. But all I'm saying to you is that I'm willing to do anything to achieve my dreams, and the responsibility of my dreams and my goals and the lifestyle that I live is not only a responsibility to me, but for my kids as well and for my family. You know, for me, the fact that I'm a parent for the second time with Melina and my family is growing, it just amplifies that dream. It really amplifies. It doesn't mean that I have to sacrifice more. I don't like that terminology and that mentality that when you have kids, you have to sacrifice your dreams and forget about your career of acting or forget about this. Bravo, mi amor. I think the trick is to whatever career. That's amazing. Whatever it is that you're gonna be doing with your career, and I guess if you're watching this, it's because you're interested in music licensing. That's fantastic. Music composition and licensing your music, and you know, this is my lifestyle. I've been working for this for years because I want this lifestyle. I want this lifestyle of being around my kids. This is a good season in my life because I know the kids are small. My oldest daughter is 10 now. And I want this. I want them to see that I'm here. I'm working on my dreams. And actually, I'm working harder because I have them, because they have inspired me. I'm not sacrificing anything. But I want more. I don't want to sacrifice anything. I want them to understand that I have to work and that I'm working and that I love my work, and hopefully I can pass that to them, that they can see that nobody's telling me what to do, you know. And I know that success is more than just composing a good song and putting it out there. It takes more than that, you know. And that's why I try to share a lot on my videos and share a lot with my entry vlogs, and my philosophy of life and my values. And that's why stock music licensing is not just how to compose music and how to do music licensing. It's way deeper than that. Because that's exactly what I found when I was reading these books about achievement and personal growth and personal development. I was expecting some kind of strategies, and then I realized that it's all going deep within about psychology. Like, hey, what do you want? Why do you want to make music? You know, how's your relationship with yourself? How's your self-talk? You know, this seems like a long entry, but you know, it's been very moving this day today as well, for my daughter's birthday and her family and my dad and my mom. And you know, as I age, I realize many things, and I want to pass these lessons to you, that you know, in order to be successful in anything that you do, you need to fix a lot of things within before you go on the out. And if you have no issues within, then I salute you and I take my hat off for you. But yes, we need to get out of that victim mindset. We need to get out of that mentality of sacrifice for your kids, or sacrifice something for something else. There is no sacrifice. You can have it all. That's what I want. I want to have the family. I want to have my career, my music. I want to have the ability to work for myself, the ability to share and help others. If I succeed, you succeed. If you succeed, I succeed, you know. Especially if you succeed because of me, that means that I can succeed off you, and this is a never-ending cycle, you know. Because I cannot succeed without you, if that makes any sense. Anyways, I hope this video finds you well. I hope this video is a little bit of a positive note within all of this that is happening around the world, with all this coronavirus and all this lockdown. It's driving my daughter crazy. Just went out for a little walk very quickly around the block. And I hope you're doing well. Again, thanks a lot for subscribing. Thanks a lot for all the love and support. And as always, rock and roll, and here's to your success.